Hi, I'm Katie Maris, author of Earning Her Business, and I am brewing solutions with these awesome guys. I myself am not that interesting. I don't know that the world really wants to hear from me all the time. I'd rather toot other people's horns, because what makes me is the people that surround me, and the people who love me, and the people who will do anything for me. And those are the people that truly deserve the praise, because they give me the courage, they give me they raise me up enough, they believe in me more than I believe in myself, to give me that confidence and do a show like this, or to write a book, or to spread my message and be truthful and honorable and all those things. So it's really not about me at all, and it never has been, and it never will be. Yes. And I have to, I'll just shout out two more people, just because, in case they watch this.
I hope they do.
Thane,
now they got it.
Literally the love of my life, the other side of the coin. I did not know what love was until I met him. And I seriously am the most, how you feel about your wife is how I feel about him. So without him and him lifting me up, it's, it would be, especially going through what I went through, because my ex-relationship was just, that's a whole other show we could get into. It's definitely... That's a whole other show. And then my grandpa is the greatest storyteller I know. He's my best friend. I talk to him every single day. He's 84 years old. Wow. He raised me when my parents didn't, and without him, and my grandma, I definitely wouldn't have half of the abilities I have. So it's I'll leave it on that, but he's definitely, from a personal perspective, mentor, most Christ-like person I know, and he's definitely that foundation for me.
Shout out, Grandpa!
Oh, Grandpa, you are definitely
sounds like an awesome guy.
A success legacy of Grandpa.
That's good to honor. It's good to honor him like that, because I know that if he does get to hear this, it'll light him up, and that's great. There's nothing better than having people in your family that can inspire you. If there's one person in my family, if you take away my mother and my father, if there's one person in my family that inspired me, and it's my Uncle Mike. He just always talked about things that I needed to hear, stuff that my parents didn't know about. My parents weren't the best with money. My parents weren't the best with getting ready for retirement, but my uncle was. Mm-hmm. So if there's anybody that was trying to give me advice at a young, I'm talking like the time I was like 10 and up, he was like, listen, you need to start doing this. I think he knew my father didn't. So he was like, listen, Fred, you need to do this. You need to do that. So I do honor him a lot when it comes to being responsible with your money, being able to think about the future. I give that a lot to my Uncle Mike.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no. So it's good to be able to honor family like that, and it's good you have people in your family.
I think that every person that you come in contact with can be a source of inspiration for you if you so choose to see it. And so true. I look at, so my parents growing up, they're both, alcoholics, both addicts. I raised my brother and sister, like they were really not anywhere to be found. But then 6 years ago, in my 30s, my dad became sober. And so I look at him now, and we have this awesome relationship, and I literally cut him off in my world. And now I have this relationship with this man who is literally the strongest man I know now. The more you learn about this disease, the more you learn about, addiction. It is truly a disease, and it's truly it's demons they fight every single day. And so I look at him and I think, and even my mom, I mean, they did the best that they could with the tools that they had. They were dealing with their own thing, and now I have a relationship with both of them. But my father in particular, I mean, he's the strongest man I know. And
Wow.
It's just a matter of whether or not how you look at things, right? What lens do you look at? Are you looking through the lens of caring for others, serving others, and do you see the good in others? Or and which is a very victorious lens, or do you look through the lens of a victim saying, well, they're the reason I'm like this, or they're the reason I don't know this, or they're the reason, and you make excuses. And so I think every person, no matter what walk of life they come from, I think every person can be a source of inspiration for someone else. If you could open your eyes just enough to see it.
That's true. You can look at anything. If something negative or positive is in front of you, it's presented. Boom. You have a negative situation in front of you. You can look at it and say, hey, man, that's so negative, I can't stand it. Or you can look at, hey, I'm just not going to do it that way. This is teaching me something right now. I'm actually glad that this negative thing is in front of me, because if I didn't see this, I wouldn't know that I shouldn't do this, right? So it's all about, like you said,
oh my goodness,
lens that you look through. It's all about that lens, So that actually goes right into our fifth question, which is perfect.
Awesome.
So the fifth question I have for you today, it's along the lines of how you look at life. There's a lot of ways to look at life. You can look at it positive or negative, or you can just look at it as, I'm just getting through life, right? And that doesn't necessarily, it's more like a neutral way.
That'd be a sad way to live, but yeah.
I always talk about being uncomfortable, constant growth, keep growing, and things like that. If you were to give one tip today, and you were to give a tip to man or woman out there, hey, this is the one thing that if you started this today, this is going to help you, 365 days from now, you're going to be a better person if you just started doing this one thing. What would that be?
Oh,
deep question.
You stumped me right now. That is deep, because it's one thing. I can give many things.
You got to consolidate so many things, right? So if this is your elevator pitch with a person that could be the future, biggest problem that we're facing, solver of the future, what would you drop inside of their cup for them to sip on so that they go brew solutions in their world?
Choose love. Choose love every time.
Oh, come on.
Tell it, girl.
Choose love every time.
Say it. Preach it. That's right.
I agree.
It is. If you greet each day with love in your heart, there's nothing that can go wrong, because you will see everybody for who they are, and you will live life in gratitude, and you will be great. You'll be grateful for the life you've been given. So I would say, choose love. And if you think about the way the world is right now, and you think about the riots going on, and I don't even want to get into it, but all lives matter, all Black lives matter, everybody's life matters. If we were in COVID and how we're all suppressed right now, if we choose love, and love is that, base of everything we do when we wake up, then the world would work itself out. If every person chose to love, then we'd be okay. Because there's not one message that I couldn't deliver from the base and the foundation of love that wouldn't be received properly. But if that message same message is delivered with frustration, with hate for the world, with woe is me, with I'm just getting through life, you could have the same message. It will be heard completely differently. Your tone will change, your words would change. Whereas if you're delivering a message with love, and you choose love, that message becomes softer, kinder, and more about the person you're serving versus yourself.
I love that.
Become more.
I love that too. That is strong.
Okay, so there you go. If I were to give one tip, it would be to choose love.
That is so strong on so many.
It's so simple, yet it's so deep at the same time. And it's, I don't know. That was a great answer on the fly.
I couldn't get through life if I didn't choose love. Like I couldn't, and I mean, love leads to forgiveness, right? Like a lot of us hold grudges, and forgiveness is a gift we give ourselves. It's not a gift you give someone else, right? It's whether or not you want to carry that burden, right? So,
yes.
But if you don't love, so there's a couple things that stem from love. Love is you don't judge, and then you don't, and you forgive. Because if you're coming from a place of love, you have understanding, you're judgment free, and then if somebody has done something, you forgive. And so it is. So love literally is the thing that we need to wake up doing every morning.
I believe the way to heal the world is one broken heart at a time. And if we actually achieve that, then systems around us begin to change, because ultimately the people make the system, and we can recreate all of the systems that work against us once we start affecting the hearts that represent us and that actually make the connections happen.
No doubt.
I've seen incredible stories, seen incredible things happen because one person that was in a place of power inside of a system had a heart change, and the whole thing pivoted. And so because of that, I am convinced that the way we heal this world and the way we bring people together is one broken heart at a time. And that requires us being able to do what we've done with you today. That's listen to somebody's heart on matters and actually get the chance to have a cup of coffee and a conversation with them so that we can go forward brewing solutions for the masses.
That's
Folks,
right.
Yes.
This has been such an incredible experience. I hate that we're having to come to an end, but this is an incredible 5-liner with an incredible human that we are going to be brewing so much more with. And I'm excited to hear all of the great things that are coming to you. But right now, I know that this season, you're going to get the chance to celebrate success like never before and get the chance to reflect on the legacy that is actually the people that you're getting ready to meet. Like, you're going to see an exponential growth and legacy out of people that you have even yet to look in the eyes of. And it's exciting because you're the next great story is getting written, or the next great chapter is coming to the book. You know what I mean? And I'm pumped up about it. It's the same thing with us and a lot of people in the same rhythm as us. And I'm pumped up about it. I get so passionately excited. But I'm a mama's boy, so I always am speaking from my heart more than I'm talking
from a
book that I know. You know what I mean? But
your mom's taught you well, then.
Oh, thank you so much. She has. She is a closer for sure.
Yeah, both our mothers are probably would be major car people if they wanted to be.
Yes.
My mother's Korean. Awesome. She's from another country. You know, she was born and raised in Korea her whole life. She was, my father met her when he was in the military, brought her over here, and now she's as American as it gets now. But she definitely has the Korean in her. But she raised us right. She raised me with to understand people, to have compassion, love, to believe in people, to trust somebody before you don't trust them. At least give them the benefit.
Oh yeah, give trust before giving reason not to. For sure.
Yeah. Don't ever judge somebody until you get to know them. And that's
judge their fruit. That's it.
Yeah. So man, what a great 5-liner. What a great 5-liner. And we'll be back here in a moment with the fresh news.